Midway. I played the Midway earlier, but I mean, I guess a few people have requested, so I could play it again. So the Midway is a Tier 10 USCV. I'll play HVARs this time. Tier 10 USCV, tech tree line. I'm going to play with HVARs as opposed to Tiny Tims. HVARs are designed for destroyers and cruisers, although with the rocket changes where there's a delay, it's really more for cruisers, whereas Tiny Tims are built more for battleships. Right, so the first two are just going to pick the plain ones. Next one, we're going to take additional speed on the torpedoes. Don't care about additional attack time. Don't care about secondaries on a Midway. Take additional bomb health because the bombs are going to be the highlight of the US line. They are very maneuverable and very capable. It's what the US can do. We have flight control mod, which gives us 2 additional planes and bonus regen. That's going to work best for a random battle. If you want to go into a competitive situation, I would recommend Squadron Consumables for the longer duration fighters and the longer duration heal on the torps, though primarily for the fighters. As far as slot 6, yes, the unique module buffs some damage and speed of the bombers, and it's not a bad choice, but I do tend to prefer increased speed generically for more map influence. Health is there if you want to try to nurse a single plane back and maybe every other strike, because there might be a plane that gets out low instead of dead. But I don't feel that this is a big thing for me, so I'm just going to take the speed. For the commander, more faster, healthier, base 9-point build for every CV in the game. Do take additional torpedo throughput because we're going to be working on battleships with our torpedo broadsides as well as our bombing runs. And then we have a lot of fighter coverage. The planes are slow, so this is a little awkward to use, but as we are a bit slow, and I don't really care so much about putting it anywhere else. I could, for instance, put it in Pyrotechnician, which would be fine. Or maybe Sight Stab if I wanted to pull away from the fighters. But I do this in case we go across an FDR or some other very capable CV at Tier 10, so that we have more fighters, more reactive fighters, larger patrol radius, and then lastly, some boost. I shouldn't have any flags, although I think I could put in the service cost one because I need to use those up. So... in a training room, MVR rockets, Citadel, and Midway. Oh, well, that's good to know. Maybe I'm thinking of the Lexington. I think the Lexington cannot be citadeled by the Parzival, because it's got spaced armor or something. Why is the Tiny Tim bad against the Destroyer? Because the Tiny Tim has a 5-second lead time. So if you're not familiar with the game, Sky Shark, when you use rocket planes and you attack a section of the water, there's going to be a little animation that will play. It's going to have some machine gun fire that'll shoot into the spot where the rockets will eventually go, and then the rockets are fired after a 5-second delay. So this has the effect of telling the destroyer where you're going to shoot 5 seconds in the future. Because a destroyer is very fast, very small, and very maneuverable, that means that they're often never going to be hit by your rockets, because a destroyer that's paying attention will simply move. They'll slow down, they'll turn, they'll do whatever they have to do to just avoid the majority of what's coming in. So Tiny Tims are really built for battleships because of how huge the delay is. These battleships are gigantic targets that are not very nimble, so it's more likely that your shot is actually going to connect with them. You do often forget that ships in this game maneuver much better than real life. Well, this game is altered in such a way that 1 kilometer is actually 330 meters in terms of how the game treats it. It's compressed like at a 3-to-1 ratio. Ships move faster, they turn faster.
General quarters.
All this stuff is compressed down because this is not a 2-hour game, this is a 20-minute game. And in order to sit in that 20-minute time space, you have to compress it down to have a little quicker, zippier interaction. So that's done to keep it a little more arcadey, a little more action-based, a little more repeatable. So this is going to take 7.5 seconds to land. Once it does, it will interact with the fighter and knock it out of the way. In which case I can continue with the scouting run. So there's an Elbing. I have no interest in trying to shoot the Elbing. It's just a waste of time. If nobody has any shots or shell pressure into him, we will pop the boost, however, so that I can continue on with the scout. There are 3 destroyers. Fortunately, we're not going to get away from the Des Moines, so we'll just take a shot with this. Probably just bail. I think I could do something like that. Try to have interactions with the Ohio. We threw away a lot of planes there. We lost 4 for that, to do 3,000 damage to a Midway that doesn't care. But I just felt that once that happened, there was going to be so much obnoxiousness that I wasn't going to be able to move forward. But realistically, if we look at this, there's several battleships for us to have an interaction with. A single Des Moines is going to provide radar, 3 destroyers, 2 subs. We can give informational pressure on submarines, as they are weak to detection. They can obviously be shot if they're detected on the surface, so that's something they don't want to have happen to them. But also, if they're in the water, they're going to lose dive capacity at 3 times rate. So we have a very powerful ability to deny them one of their key facets of their stealth. Not going to get much at all there. We might get out before the fighter actually lands, which we do. The Des Moines is still an issue. Let's take the drop before everything's dead. Might be able to work on the Ohio because it's pushing. Kurfürst might also be pushing as well.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Hanging there. Help is on the way.
Okay, so we have a sub. We can actually get some information on that. Our Belau is doing okay, so we can start to bully this. If the Elbing is not on top of the Belau, then we could drop a fighter that's just going to force the Belau down into the water. Looks like they are having some kind of interaction. Maybe the Bonks guy has his hydro up. Let's see, is he at max depth or operational? The President is at max because we don't see him at all. Let's pop the engine boost so we can try to get in on the Ohio. I'm going to try to make sure that when I drop the bombs, it's going to include the rear of the ship, if I can. Which I cannot. We lost a lot of planes for that. There's just so many ships all clustered together here. And we don't actually see that. The enemy, our sub, does. We might have to respot the Belau. But I think we have to work on this YOLO Ohio. We don't have a heal ready, though. Maybe we take rocket planes for it? Or pre-drop for a single run? What the hell is the Ohio doing? Very confused by this. Alright, so unfortunately our fighters have left. I burned through all my boost on the way. Making a run-up shot here. Probably get like three torps there because he's just not moving. Good news is we killed the GK. I guess he was just AFK. We did some damage. We got 4 torps, 3 torpedoes. We need to respot the Belau. Or work on the Ohio. The Ohio has a Des Moines, has all this other crap as well. Maybe we could strike the Montana. Okay, the Ohio is down. Is the Monty down? No.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
These guys are just going to suicide into each other. We have to keep draining the dive capacity. If we can force the sub to surface, we can have interactions with it. Let's try to find a way to get in on this Montana. We'll use the island for AA cover. I'm not going to be able to kill it with this, but we can hurt it. And then maybe get a follow-up batch of rockets or something. Let's try to get the bombs in on the tail of the ship. Try to get here. Sadly, we just hit guns instead, which is great. Because if we can rip into an unsaturated section of the ship, we're going to get full damage as opposed to half reduced damage. And the Elbing just killed the fighter, so that sucks too. They're too close to do anything to each other. Like, they're trying, man. Pop the engine boost, see if we can relight a fire on the Montana, assuming those shells don't kill him. Well, we'll kill him here. Because he's gonna take damage. Alright.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
That takes several of their battleships down, but we've lost a lot of planes for this. For all I know, they're just gonna ram. Which is really kind of goofy. Again, my planes are dead. Probably to an Elbing. Or maybe the enemy CV just YOLO'd in or something? Is that what it was? So we have 33 mil on the rockets. Something like that, I don't know. Let's try to find the sub in mid and try to move forward if we can. Elbing has a lot of health. Good news is the Belau is about to run out of depth time, which is going to force him to surface. We might have bombing interactions on this to try to do something about this. Looks like he's surfacing now. So the Montana might have shots. We will have shots. Those torps, there's no way they climb fast enough. And because he's going to be forced to the surface, we might not get a kill because we ran out of boost. And with 1 second of dive time, he can dive right back under the water, which means he will live. But can we bomb him before he goes to a depth that we can't reach? Nope. But at least he goes down, which is good. Let's try to give some information about what's going on in the center, because this has just drawn so much attention for very little return.
Set a smoke screen.
We are detected, so there is a sub up here somewhere. There we go. There's the dude. So we're giving information on where the sub is. Our guy's getting some info for free. We'll drop a fighter to kind of camp it. He doesn't have a lot of...
direct front.
Okay. He doesn't have a lot of time,
Torpedoes
really.
dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Did he spawn us? Yeah, he does.
Torpedoes to port.
I guess he just threw it before he died. Okay, so his boost consumable, his depth charge, depth, time, duration, whatever, is going to go down very soon, which means he will start having to surface. Now he will have a depth consumable that he can use that'll keep him down for a little bit. Something like 30 seconds, maybe. Great. Reverse, please. Here we go. Now he's starting to
Victory is in sight.
now he's starting to climb. He'll be on the surface. We could take a drop here. Might be a kill. It is.
Enemy submarine sunk.
Try to work on the Des Moines, I guess. Daring is not in the center cap. Is he? Maybe he is. I don't know. I guess I can't see. Try to work on the Des Moines. What do we have for this? Torps? Torps aren't going to matter if he's bunkered up on an island. Battleships are all the way across the end of the world. Elbing is still going to be an obnoxious problem. I think our Montana is dead. Does he push out? Can we torp that? No, our Montana is dead here. I think we do actually have to run. Because this goes down, the Belau's not going to kill everything. We still need some kind of assets in mid helping out. And I think we have to go for the long play to try to be able to drop the Des Moines and see if we can make plays there. Des Moines AA should be 5.8.
Our team has taken the lead.
Montana, okay, cool. So their Midway is down. I don't really remember him doing very much, but it's good to know. Montana shows a lot of side. He's going to start taking about 4,000 damage every few seconds. Does he beach or does he push? Cool. So he's dislodged for what it's worth. 2, maybe? Could have led more. Nope, hard turns. Balau is probably dead. Nope, he was able to get down. Nope, he is dead. Which means we get to eat shit from the Elbing. Yeah. Can't help you, bro. You needed to kill the Des Moines. And he did not.
Get back! Get back! Get back!
Why are you getting owned? What the fuck? What the hell is this? Oh, is he radared? What? Alright, well, the Elbing defensive fire is down. Single hit, doesn't do much. What the hell are you doing, dude? Okay. I have nothing. Yeah, I got nothing. So I don't know what to do to help here. Maybe the Blau wants to use his deck gun? Like, what? Do I at least get some of the bombs back? 3 and another 3. Alright, so we might be able to clean the Elbing up. Maybe. Can we get some information on the Daring? Montana's coming back in. That's good to know. This is probably the scariest thing that's on the field. Sucks that the Daring's going to take center cap. And I don't know how we deal with the Des Moines. But we do have 2 Montanas. And sort of a point lead. For now.
All forces, capture the base.
Shoot!
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Dear God. It's gotta be reversing, right? Right? That has to be what's happening.
All stations, requesting fire support. Teammate, I need your support.
Please shoot. Please use your guns. Please shoot the enemy. Okay, Des Moines got hit. Possibly by the dude in the south. Right, so that's gonna reduce spotting options here for them. Let's kill the Des Moines. At least we should be able to do that. Yes? Alright. Just get the resources out before they get clapped.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Rockets in case we can see one of the destroyers poke out. One of them is gonna move. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Half. Shoot. Chiseled a little damage. Montana took a piece. Elbing's low. Daring's low. We have bombs. Bombs are going to be the most effective
Torpedoes
here.
direct front.
There we go. Good shit, sir. How do I know all this? I've played for 2 3/4 years, so just have a lot of information. Because of how he turns, we won't have a good drop, but no. Oh, okay, we got lucky there.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Alrighty. This was the dude that went down the one line. So, congratulations. He did stuff. He did less stuff.